Gaming has changed over the years, and engineers with game creators have enhanced technology, gave us visual updates, and made them easier to understand so we can pick up and play. From simple user interfaces, homogenized control schemes, to customization options. There's one thing that I dislike in the current landscape of gaming, especially since the 2010s. For me to show you why I dislike it, I have to rewind time and take you back when gaming was still in its infancy. Way back in the 80s, we had board games, and one of the most popular that is still played to this day is Dungeons & Dragons, or for short, D&D. D&D has a hit point system. Your character has a set amount of numbers/points, and whenever they get hit by enemies, those points dwindle. When you lose all your hit points and they become 0, you lose the game. Hit points became fundamentally integral to gaming, especially with role-playing games. Eventually, an easy way to show the players their own hit points was to establish a life or health meter. In the role-playing game Dragon Buster, you had a vitality meter. Once the meter is emptied, it would be game over. This is considered by many as the first video game with a life bar or health meter. In Yi Kung Fu, you had a health meter, and this would become a staple in fighting games. In Ghosts and Goblins, there is an armor system. By collecting armor, you would have better defense. If you got hit, then you lose the armor. Some games, such as the Legend of Zelda series, features hearts. You have a set amount of hearts, and if you got hit, you would lose a heart. Lose all your hearts, you lose the game. To restore health in video games, you could pick up or use a health item. For example, the first aid spray in the Resident Evil series, or rations in Metal Gear Solid. Many video games over the years use different ways to display and show hit points, thanks to artistic integrity. In more modern games, we have a regeneration system, where if we stop moving and be in a safe space where no enemies can hurt us, our character can then regrow a little bit of health and even to full health. In recent years, modern video games have ditched the health meters to something I really despise. We have the red flashing screen. Whenever our playable character gets hit, sometimes the screen will flash red, indicating that we'd lost some health. When our health is low and our character is almost near death, basically when one hit will end us, the screen will flash bright red really quickly like a blinking light. I don't like it. I hate it. It takes me out of the immersion and it blocks my visibility. Many, and I mean many gamers, hate this design too. I'm not alone here when I say this. Some games will also have features where you get poisoned or blinded, and so enemies will blind or blur the screen, destroying your visibility. Now, the point of the game is not to let this happen, but still, this is an annoyance and it's far from fun. Most of the time when I am in this dying state and the screen is blinking red, my character will die. Not because I made a mistake, it's because I can't see the flipping screen. Why do we have this? And why do game developers still insistently use this despite our frustrations? I honestly think one of the best ways to show loss of health is through character damage. Resident Evil 2 created an immersive experience where if your character loses half of their health, they begin to hold their sides. Their walk speed is slower, and when they are in a danger state, they will limp. It's simple, it's immersive, while giving us a great reason not to lose hit points. In Resident Evil 2 Remake, we can actually see blood on our damaged characters, and when we begin to fully heal, the wounds will go away. When we get hit, we also have the option for the health monitor to flash on the screen. The health monitor being a ECG monitor where it can change color to green is fine, yellow is caution, and red means danger. In Metal Gear Solid 2 and some fighting games, when your health meter is low, it begins to change to orange or yellow, showing us we are in a critical state. I love the artistry of health meters, and I love how developers use different ways to represent the character's health in video games. In modern gaming, I feel most directors are lazy and are simply going with the standard. I don't like it. I told you why I hate this strange modern stance in gaming, when in my opinion there are much better ways to show hit points and damage. Tell me what you think. Do you dislike the red flashing screen in games? Do you share my opinion? Or do you like it and feel it should be in many more games? If so, tell me why you like it, and if you hate it, tell me why you hate it. As mentioned, I really dislike this thing, and I hope in future video games developers will be more artistic and creative. I admit, games have become more homogenized, but most games did have a health meter that was simple and understandable back in the 90s. Maybe there will be another change. Maybe something simpler will be made. I don't know. But I do believe that customization options should be important. In Resident Evil 4 Remake, we can take off the red flashing damage and use the health meter. We can also turn off the health meter. If we had more options so we can choose between a health meter, number points, or red screen damage in a game, that would be great. Why hasn't any developer done this yet? Anyway, this is all I can say on the matter. Please tell me your thoughts, like the video, and if interested in the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.